Hi, this is Wishop, and this is your new moon reading for the new moon in Taurus on May 6th, 2016. So, you may or may not be into astrology, but if you are, then you know that Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and abundance. It's a planet of pairs. It's a planet of sharing, of twosome, of sociability. It's a planet of knowing what you value. Taurus is a sign that knows what it values. It appreciates the finer things, and it doesn't have too much time for the stuff that it doesn't appreciate. And that's really good because we've been in this sort of paring down and getting rid of things that don't work for us very well or aren't part of our new dream life that we're building. And having the sun in Taurus right now, and now Venus is in Taurus, and we're going to have the new moon in Taurus, give us that real opportunity, as in your new moon intentions. And I think this is a great month to make them, if you do make them, to affirm what you value. What is it that you know you value in your local life? And by local, I mean the things that you see, smell, touch, feel, interact with daily. So even if it were a relationship with someone online, let's say, it would be one that you deal with every day or weekly, not something that's just a few times a year. Or it's something that is a few times a year and you realize you would like it to be more part of your everyday life. So that's part of the focus of the new moon in Taurus. And I did not expect that this reading would be a love reading, but it turned into one. So let's go there. Okay, this is the alternate Relaities Lenormand because my idea was I would do the houses, Lenormand cards in Lenormand houses, because Taurus is so practical and really cares as an earth sign about these realities. I thought I would do cards and houses that really talk about day-to-day issues. I did add in the alternate realities deck a yes, no, maybe card it has. It has a set of cards. Usually when I feel prompted to add them, it's because they want to show up, and this is no exception. So here, the first house is the house of no, which is funny because we're going to work with that. The second house is the house of the stars. The third house is the house of the tree. Okay, so the stars can be a house of inspiration and hope and guidance and long-term plans. And the tree is a house of things which have taken a long time to develop. It's of your health, it's of your family, and it's also ruled by Virgo. I also want to mention that Jupiter, which is one of the 5 planets now retrograde in this big receptive retrograde time, Jupiter is going to go direct on May 10th, I believe. And when it does, usually that great benefic, the blessing planet, gives us a kiss on its way back direct. I think all of the planets sort of give us a hello goodbye as they go retrograde and as they come back direct. Jupiter is going to come direct in Virgo, which is another earth sign, so very compatible with Taurus. So while Jupiter is very expansive and blessing, I think that everything we think about valuing in the new moon in Taurus, the places where we are putting our love and affection and value right now, are the places that Jupiter going direct in Virgo would like to bless. The next full moon will be in Sagittarius near the end of May, 21st, 22nd, I think. The day is around there somewhere. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's exploratory, it's educational, it's philosophical, it likes to do unique, new things. So I think what you can look to is that as you make these new moon intentions for what you truly value now, what you're loving now, what really is feeding your soul now, what has to do with this person you've defined yourself to be and your hopes for the future. Jupiter wants to come in and add extra blessings there. But those blessings may come in a way that you do not expect. So I've already been having that happen, that these blessings come in. You know, I see a reading, I go, oh, sure, that could happen. That couldn't possibly happen. And then it does happen, but in a way that was completely not in my mental script. I think we have to be really open to things that are not going to follow the script, because they're going to be Sagittarian, they're going to be Jupiterian. They are blessings you couldn't imagine. So let's get into the retro cards, which showed up. So what showed up here? Tree. So we had tree on both sides. The birds, oh, I'm sorry, birds are in the house of the tree. Ring is in the house of the stars. So the way I saw this was I had a tree on both sides. Trees represent this long-standing life. This is health. This is what you do and the place you're growing and the place that you are fruitful. And what I see here is a real sea change, that the way we had the tree in the past, nope, that's going away. And a new tree coming into its place. And so as we move in that direction, we are using this guidance. And the idea of the rings can be commitments, they can be negotiations and contracts. So basically, rings can indicate a kind of planning, a kind of negotiation. We are working to negotiate what this new commitment looks like. Because it's the ring, it can be a commitment with other people. And because it's the birds, this can include conversation in small groups, 2s, 3s. So we can definitely be talking about a new relationship coming in. So I wanted to be clear about that. And that leads into this feather here. A friend of mine just a couple days ago sent me a text of 2 mallard ducks, a pair of them that were swimming in her backyard pool. And it was really funny to see. Well, I was taking a walk yesterday in a pretty secluded spot with just this little brook, not even a full pond, but a little brook. And I saw a pair of mallard ducks there. And then when I got home, there was this bird feather by the back stoop. This is probably a goose or a duck. So the idea of these waterfowl was really brought home to me, so I thought I'd talk a little about that. These birds are the kind of birds like swans, geese, ducks. They bridge 3 worlds. They can fly, they can live on land, and they occupy the water. They're masters of all of them. So frequently we're asked to really delve into all these areas, to be as adaptable as we can be and to be masters of all of them. But also, these birds are well-known symbols of fidelity and commitment. So the swans who mate for life, that's obviously a very romantic symbol. If a goose is injured, another goose will stay with it, even skipping migrating in order to stay with the injured duck until the injured duck is recovered enough to fly again, or until the inevitable happens, but that goose won't be alone. So these are symbols of fidelity, and of course the ring is a symbol of fidelity. And this is saying we may have been faithful to something in the past that we realize through all this scorpionic, right, examination energy is not where our future is. But that doesn't mean that we will never make a new commitment to anything, or that we can't trust to make a commitment to anything, because we are getting guidance to figure out where we want to go. And through conversations with others, which the birds can be, through negotiation, we are going to find this new commitment, and it's going to be very lasting because it's represented by the tree. Now, in very nuts and bolts terms, I also can think of the birds as being a sign of the throat chakra or of nutrition. So it could be that you're moving out of some diet plan or health plan into a new one. That could be what's going on. But it could also be that you are joining a new form of conversation or a new group that is part of your new life. It could be just a coupling. And I don't mean to say just a coupling, but it could be 2 and not more than 2. But either way, this is very, it's spiritual energy. These are spiritual changes you're making. And the changes you're making on the outside as you refine your sense of value and as you know yourself, that yin energy of these retrograde planets, you know yourself. It is leading to external changes. And of course, the birds fly into your life. You don't need to go chase them down. If you try to chase them down, they just fly away. They are coming to you. So these blessings are coming in. So let's talk a little bit about the oracle cards. I got Patience for the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, which is, she's hiding her eyes. And we think, oh, patience, not more patience. I hate patience. And here I got it for the Loteria cards. I got El Venado, which is the deer. And the saying is the deer doesn't see anything. So the deer can be startled and misses things it needs to see, like cars in the road. So this could be a scary idea, like, oh no, she can't see anything and the deer doesn't see anything and I'm missing something very important I need to know. And that was sort of how I took it first. And I thought, but is that really the message? I actually think what the message is trying to say is, again, to that Jupiterian surprise energy. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't predict it. That's why you have to be patient and wait for it. It is coming, but don't try to hunt it down. Don't try to know ahead of time what it's going to be, because like this deer, you can't see it coming. It is coming, and when it comes, it will be perfect, but you're not going to know ahead of time what that is. The foundation cards really strengthen that reading. The foundation card of the alternate Relaities Lenormand is the anchor card, which I see as a card of obviously security and safety. In that way, it's very tied to the tree sort of idea. It's a very secure card, but I also think of it as one that can represent angelic guidance or spiritual guidance. So as an underlying card, it again reflects the idea that we are being shifted and we're getting good information about the shift and we're moving. We are moving to new lives. The underlying card for the Retro Lenormand was the woman. And the woman, of course, can represent a real woman. It could be you. It could be a person that you're involved with. But it also can represent Venus. And Venus is strongly at work here. It's about love. It's about relationships. It's about what you value. It's about health. It's about beauty. It's about all those things. So she's definitely there working, and she and Jupiter are going to team up together. The bottom of the Vintage Wisdom Oracle was intention, strengthening the idea that the new moon is the time to make intentions about what you love and what you value. Not what long-term things you're getting rid of, but what you're aiming towards. You know, what kind of commitments you feel like making. Don't make them if you're not ready to make them, but what kind of things you realize that you love and appreciate. The underlying card, the foundation card or shadow card of the Loteria deck, was the heart. The saying for the heart is basically, don't be a stranger because I'm coming back around. It's that this is a feeling that can be long-lasting, that comes back, that is durable. So I don't think it's the sense of this sticking with us, but I suppose it could be. It could be that you have a long-term relationship or a long-term setup that wasn't working in some way. You make a new commitment, there's a renovation of it, a renewal of it, and that leads to this, you know, bright and better and more healthful long-term situation in the future. So that could also be the case. But either way, we're definitely looking at a redefinition, a redefining, and it's going to be in the areas of the things you value and the things and people that you love. So, you know, I think the waterfowls kind of show that too. So anyway, have a great new moon in Taurus. Rock on with your bad selves. And yeah, talk to you later.